My name is Tresa Todd. I've invested in hundreds of properties since 2018. Since then, I have built a multi-million-dollar real estate portfolio, and I am here to give you all my secrets.
Hello, beautiful. Welcome to the Women's Real Estate Investors Network YouTube channel. In this video, I am going to give you 5 of the most common mistakes that new real estate investors make when flipping a property so that you do not make them too. I'm sharing these tips to not only save you time, but more importantly, help you save money. And stay into the end for a bonus trick to maximize your profits on your next flip. All right, let's jump in. So the first mistake that new investors make is the tendency to over-improve the property. And this happens because we get excited, we get emotionally attached to this property. For me, it's always lighting, but I have to remember the price point of the property that I'm flipping. And I cannot put high-end lighting in a home that's selling for maybe $200,000, $300,000. So we always have to just keep that in mind, because when we go to sell this property, it will not be appraised any higher just because we put in some expensive, fancy lighting. And I want you to make money on a flip, not lose money. Mistake number 2 that new investors tend to make is overpaying for the property because they don't know the golden formula. So if you are a big fan of HGTV, just like I am, they may show you how much they purchased the property for, how much they put into the property, and then how much they sold it. And those are the only numbers that you see. But there's so many other numbers that go into flipping a property, such as when you purchase that property, you have to have all the utilities turned on, and you're paying for those utilities during that time that you're flipping the property, as well as insurance. If there's an HOA, you're going to be paying HOA. If there's pool, there's going to be pool maintenance. So you have to put in all of those numbers for it to really make sense. And when you're using the golden formula, that takes into account all of those numbers. So use the golden formula every single time when you're purchasing a property to flip, and you can make money every single time. Mistake number 3 is not knowing how to deal wisely with contractors. So as a flipper, we want to hire investor-friendly, investor-savvy contractors who are different than the contractor who is typically working with a homeowner on a remodel. They understand that we need to get this job done well, but very, very quickly when you are flipping houses. Here's a great tip that I bet you didn't know for working with contractors. Always pay as the work is completed. We want to ensure that the work is done and done right before paying contractors. So typically a contractor will ask for maybe 20 to 30% up front. I never agree to that. I am always going to pay as the work is done. So typically I will do a walkthrough on one of my flip properties on Thursday, and I'll look to see if the work was done, if I approve of the work, and then I pay for the work that has been done. And I pay on Thursday so that my contractor has to pay his subs out on Friday, and that's how I finish out the project with my contractors, and it works beautifully. Otherwise, I've heard so many horror stories about somebody that pays a lot of money up front, they never see their contractor again, or their contractor does really shabby work and it's hard to get them to redo something that you've already paid them for. Mistake number 4 is not staging the home after the flip is complete. So it has just been proven that properties sell faster and at a higher price if it's staged. And the reason for this is some home buyers do not have the ability to see themselves living in that home. They just see an empty house. But all of a sudden it's staged, there's a little art on the wall, and all of a sudden they can visualize their family living in that property. So I once had a property that it was a beautiful home and I was so proud of it. I put it on the market. A week goes by, 2 weeks goes by, and no one has put a contract on this property. And so I decided to stage it, and immediately I began to receive contracts. So if at all possible, stage your properties. You do not have to spend a lot of money on staging. Remember, nobody's actually using that furniture, but and if you don't have a lot of money for staging, if you will just at least stage the primary rooms, the master bedroom, the living room, maybe a few odds and ends in the kitchen just to make it feel homey, it's going to go such a long way. Mistake number 5 is not considering adding square footage onto the property. So remember that a property sells at a price per square foot. So by adding square foot, you are going to raise your after rehab value. And a really great rule of thumb of trying to decide whether you should add the square foot is if that property is selling for $200 or more a square foot, then you should add square feet. If it's only selling at maybe 125, 150 a square foot, you're going to actually spend as much money adding that square foot and you will not make any money at the end. Otherwise, it's always a great idea to add square feet. Thank you for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and let us know what you want to see in the next one. If you want to learn how to flip houses, just like on HGTV, then join me for my upcoming 7-day real estate investing masterclass linked down below. I bless you. Dream big and be brave.